had a series of planning meetings. We film, we do interviews, we get B-roll, and we can kind of usually be in and out within a day. So it's hindrance on their day-to-day operations.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Yeah, I think that, but even if it doesn't work, the money is going to the right direction. You know what I mean? It's going to the right mindset, to the right purpose, because not everything works in marketing. You have to try it, and things like SEO takes time to actually work.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on testing different marketing things that have not panned out, that have not worked. But I've used that as a learning
experience. Tell me about it. Okay, if I tell you my story, you cry, I will depress you. So let's don't go there. How much money I spent in things that marketing that didn't work was a total disaster. Sometime one day, true story, Liverpool Street in London. I used to have a restaurant, They came and they sold me the thing like, we're going to put this ad in the tube station of Liverpool Street, which is one of the most busiest stations in London, and your ad is going to be there, and everybody's going to come to your restaurant. By the way, it's 2-year contract, and it's like, I don't know, monthly fee, really expensive for that thing.
Yeah.
I was in the restaurant, and I saw, wow, this thing is going to bring me clients. So I signed the contract, paid the thing. Guess what happened? They put the ad in the metro, and after 2 weeks, nobody's coming from Liverpool Street. And I'm like, hold on a minute, let me go and see the ad. And I arrive to the tube station, and I see, okay, what is my ad? What is my ad in the metro? And finally, I find the ad. And this is what I saw. I saw my ad really nice in a place on the station where every single person is running by, running to catch the train. So nobody cares what is there. So it's not the same thing that, is in front of you, waiting for the train to arrive, and you can read it. Completely different ball game is in the space in the same train station where everyone is running to catch the train. And I'm like, wow, this lesson is going to cost me a lot of money. I realized after the first month that not any single client came. For a huge ad, I'm telling you about huge ad, put it in one of the busiest metro stations in London. True story, So the whole point, Mike, is like some marketing strategies might cost a lot of money and will never work, but you learn. You learn about the experience, You learn. And now next time somebody come, let's put the ad in the station, say, oh, wait, hold on a minute. I can give you, I have a PhD in that thing. Where is it? How much is going to go? You know what I mean? So you learn, however, always in that direction. To the most important thing for growing a business, never give up in marketing and sales. Because this is your engine. This is what keep your and always try things. Sometimes for example, the strategic partnership, very powerful, really, really powerful. So how many of these one do you want to have? As much as you can. The strategic partners, this never stop. You see, so constantly have to be looking for this one really extremely powerful. They have your client base, they don't compete with you. We win for everybody. Really powerful. And with the pay-per-clicks and things like that. Again, these are good because you can test and at least how much it costs you. Same thing. If it's costing you $2 to get the client, and after you provide the service, you make $3 profit. How long you will make this? As much as you can. You make it profit. You keep this machine going
Yeah.
endless, because your customer acquisition is cheaper that you delivering the product and make profit. So,
Mhm.
and that lead to my next question. Why, Mark, when everything goes wrong, when the economy comes, when COVID happens, when I don't know, hurricane, it was a hurricane now in Florida, whatever, or the stock market crash. Once when something happened, most of the entrepreneurs, this is what they do. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cut the budget in marketing and sales. So, what message do you have for the entrepreneurs out there that when things go tough, the first thing that they do is cut the money in marketing and sales rather than put the foot on the gas, because this is what everybody's doing. So, uh, so what advice do you have for these people?
Well, I mean, the reality is there's always going to usually be something on. You mentioned COVID, you mentioned, stock market collapse. This year has been particularly challenging. I was actually on a podcast where
Really?
other agencies were talking about how this year has been particularly challenging with super high interest rates, a lot of low consumer confidence, which leads to business uncertainty, and people are not spending the budgets that they used to, 4+ years ago. It's been a slow decline, and this year it's been almost like a halt. So there's always, oftentimes conditions
Something
like this
going
that
on.
happen. So what's important from just a pure financial standpoint is to have the runway where you're not living hand to mouth all the time, barely making payroll. So that's just fundamentally the most basic thing. The other thing that you kind of pointed on is, when other people are retreating, that's when you want to start kind of really pushing forward. So they always say kind of buy high, sell low in the stock market, right? Which is when everyone freaks out and they're selling the prices low, that's where you really have that conviction to say, I believe in this stock or this company and stuff of that nature, just like you want to believe in your own company, right? So when people are retreating and not doing marketing, that's your say, I believe in my company. I'm going to invest more money into marketing. So because there's still other people out there that want and need the product or service that you provide. So that's the time to get into it, invest a little bit more in marketing. You may be able to save a little bit more on advertising because everyone else is left. And that's really where you'll see to
You
grow.
can
So if
save a lot of
things
money because
hopefully will
ads
pick
will be
up,
cheaper.
then you'll be primed and ready for the business.
This platform, Mark, Facebook and YouTube and whatever, they all work on the same way. It's like how you call it, like a bidding system.
Mhm.
So everybody bid
Yep.
for certain keywords. So if nobody's around, it's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better for you.
Yeah.
So, and then Mark, so tell us about the films that you guys produce. So what are the type of films that you guys do, and what is your idea clients? Tell us.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we work with a variety of different type of clientele, anywhere from like startups that are just, a small couple of people, all the way to big corporate brands, to even, larger documentary style or docu-entertainment type of films that we'll work on. So anything that we
Oh,
do,
you
we try
guys
to
can do
tailor.
the whole documentary. That's a big job.
Yeah, we're actually in the middle of working on a really large film project right now. That's an
Wow,
hour-long feature. So we'll do things of that scale as well as
even a
kind of some,
film.
yeah.
Wow, but Mark, film is a really, I tell you because I've been in a few movies already. Film's a completely different ball game. The cameras are so
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a totally different dynamic. And we have to kind of really switch gears when we're working with a short form kind of doc style, corporate film to we do live streams, we do events, and then obviously larger features that we'll do as well. So we really have a lot of capability based on the type of clientele and our interest in the project.
With the movies, guys, I mean, the movies is the ultimate
Yeah.
because, oh God, what it goes there in terms of lighting, the
Oh yeah.
equipment, how
Yeah.
big. It's my understanding that even Netflix, they have a particular video format that if you don't do it in that
Mhm.
format, they don't take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, for sure. They want specific types of cameras and things like that, but it's a totally, upscaled thing in relation to what we do for corporate films, because you have to have, set dressing, you have to have casting directors, you're working with talent. and getting the scripted lines to be dialogue properly. You're really dramatically lighting every scene, more so than we would do on a corporate film where we light the scene and then we'll film in different angles. Here you're constantly changing the lighting depending on who is being filmed at that particular moment. And there's a lot of other dynamics. So they're longer days filming with cast, crew, and things like that nature, where if we go into a corporate shoot, it's usually we've had a series of planning meetings, we film, we do interviews, we get B-roll, and we can kind of usually be in and out within a day, so it's hindrance on their day-to-day operations.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.